So today is the fifth day of our cloud computing training. We'll continue from yesterday's training. Yeah, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. How many of you have come? Only 8. Ask the others to join fast. Were you able to access LMS yesterday? Some of you? Have you done Unit 4 and checkpoint? Yes, sir. Are you able to see my screen properly? Are you able to hear my voice? Hello, are you able to hear my voice? Okay, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. So some of you have been able to access your LMS. Some of you have been able to go through the checkpoint. Thank you. Now we started with cloud computing. Computing relates to the devices which help us to computerize, like servers, storage, network, software, different things. Earlier, all these computing devices were on our premises. Now they are available to us on the cloud. So what are the three types of cloud depending upon the computing infrastructures? What are the three types which we have discussed? Can you? Good morning, sir. Jagan. Jagan, tell me, which are the three cloud models we have? You can type it out or you can unmute and say private, public, hybrid. Very good. So private means it is exclusively for you. Public means it is used by, it can be used by anybody. Hybrid is you use part of public also, you use part of private also. And depending upon what you provide, okay, whether you are providing server, whether you are providing storage, whether you are providing operating system, whether you are providing some application, how can you classify the cloud? How can you classify the cloud services? IaaS. So Bharat says it is IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. Okay, thanks. So if we are providing only the infrastructure components like virtual servers, storage, virtual storage, network connectivity, virtual LANs, then it is infrastructure as a service. In addition to that, if you take up operating systems, it is platform as a service. In addition to that, you take up a software application hosted on these operating systems, then it is software as a service. We discussed about the various storages, three types of storages: primary, secondary, tertiary storage. What is a primary storage? What do you mean? Where is the storage happens at the primary level? Where does data store get stored in the primary level? In the RAM. Okay, in the RAM, in the CPU registers, in the cache memory, they are the primary. It is directly connected. Yes, correct. And where does secondary storage happen? What do you mean by secondary storage? Where is secondary storage? So you use devices to, like pen drive, yes, like pen drive, hard disk. This is where you can put the storage. The tertiary storage is a higher level of storage, like it could be your cloud backup, it could be your RAID, where in which you take mirrors, data mirrors, it could be your big data backups. These are all tertiary storages. Then we studied about servers, 32-bit servers, 64-bit servers, high computing servers. Servers can be connected together to make one big unit, which we call as a cluster. Okay, so you can have a file server, application server, web server. We discussed on this. Server means something, there is a to and fro flow of data or services. That is where servers function. Then we spoke about yesterday about network devices, hub, switch, router, firewall. So what is a hub? In hub you connect all the devices within a local area network. In switch you can ensure the data packet from a source reaches the correct destination, whereas in hub you cannot. All computers connected in the LAN can take a look at the files, whereas in a switch it only goes to the desired terminal. Then we spoke about router. So if you have two different LANs in two different buildings or two different floors, you want to make connectivity between them, you use a router. You want to connect from your system to internet, then also you can use a router. With router you can receive the internet connectivity and distribute it to all the users in the LAN or the building. So for that also you can use a router. Then we spoke about firewalls for data security, to ensure your data is not hijacked, your resources are not hijacked. So you use a firewall. Firewall can be a hardware firewall and a software firewall. Now today we also talk about data security. People can steal the data. People can hack into your computer, your mobile. They can hack into your message. So to avoid that, we have to encrypt the data. For example, MGR can be encrypted into some numbers or something like 0, 1, A, B, C, D, something like that. So this encryption was first earlier used by the military. The military, even if you read history, Chanakya's time or even Hitler's time or Napoleon's time or any king's time, when messages were supposed to be secret messages were supposed to be sent from one person to another person, they used to send it in some form of encryption. So here we use mathematical algorithms to convert the data into some encrypted way, and then we use another mathematical algorithm to decrypt, to read the message. So how does this thing happen? We will study about that today in this thing called cryptography. Cryptography is about it is a very big subject. People do PhDs. Cryptography is, people who specialize in cryptography can get very good jobs in corporates, in telecom companies, in banks, because there the data security is very uh, critical. Even companies which manufacture hard disks, storage devices, companies which are developing cloud services, for all of them, cryptography. So if you have people with cryptography skills, it is in high demand. So what do people do in cryptography? How does cryptography work? So we study about that. Protection of computer hardware and software from malicious or accidental access or modification, destruction. So security should ensure that it protects your data, protects the owner. Now, what are the things? Confidentiality of information, authenticity. Somebody, we use our access control cards. No? So access control cards also, data is encrypted. Your mobiles, you have fingerprint scanner, eye scanner for unlocking and locking. So this algorithm which is used for that, it should ensure confidentiality, authenticity, integrity. That is, same person comes with different dresses. It should ensure that it is the same person and availability. This is much more. So you have developed something. The cryptography works sometime. It doesn't work sometimes. If it is like that, then it is dangerous. It should be available always. So you should have these four qualities. Sayed Ara for joining now. How are you? Forty-three people have joined. Okay, good. Now, cryptography. In cryptography, what happens? See, there are two people. There is a sender of information. There is a receiver of information. Now, this information goes from one person to another person. How does it go? The message, it gets encrypted. It passes through the network and reaches the other destination. There it is decrypted and it is read by the receiver. This is the simplest diagram. Now in this, how do I encrypt? How do I decrypt? So we have something called as a digital signature. We are talking this cryptography for digital data transfer. We are not talking about the spy data, okay, which was written. We are not talking about the written messages in hand. We are talking about the digital data which we are transferring from one computer to another computer, one person to another person. For example, you use Facebook, you use WhatsApp. There were no cryptography earlier during logging to the portal and log out, or you had logged in and you had gone to your friend's page and you had posted something, all that. There were no proper cryptography. So what happened? People maliciously posted abusive messages, uh, bad content on various pages of users, and it was embarrassing for them. So then people rebelled against it. So now Facebook is ensuring some cryptography in that. WhatsApp also says the message which you send in WhatsApp to your friends and family members, it is encrypted while transferring in the network. So people can't hack into your WhatsApp message. That's what they are saying. Now there are various standards, but those standards have to be accepted by both the sender and the receiver. Now we'll proceed further. So in the cryptography stands for secret writing. It is transferring messages to make them secure and immune to attacks. I will show you some. You will love it. I will give you one example also, and you can do it by by going to a website. Now there is, when you are encrypting your message, you are coding it. You are coding with something called as an encryption key. Now these keys are of two types. One is called as a public key, another one is called as a private key. You are a private person, so you will have a private key. This is there even in your Outlook mailbox, it is there in your Gmail, it is there in almost all communicating softwares. There will be something called as a private key. You encrypt your messages while it is transmitted in the network, while it is transmitted in the telecom network, and it goes from your ISP to some other ISP to America or somewhere. So it goes in an encrypted way. There is one thing called as a public key. Public key is held by the government. Okay. Now government can track your message. Government can read your messages if they want. Otherwise, you send the message encrypted in a private key. It goes to the other person. He will also have a private key, and with his private key, he can open it. So when you are sending, let's say your Arafat is sending one message to Wallarsu, Arafat will be Arafat's message box will be having a private key, because how does the private key is done? The moment you register to Gmail, or the moment you get into a cloud service, or you get into your WhatsApp, something called as a private key is generated for that device, for that user. Okay. Now this person logs onto that software, WhatsApp, Gmail, something. He makes a message to send it to Vallarasu. Now Vallarasu's mobile or desktop computer or a laptop computer, it will also have a private key for him, because he has registered there his name to that particular service and that device. So now this information goes from Syed Arafat to Vallarasu, or Vallarasu to Syed Arafat. So they access it, only they can access it. Suppose if Arafat sends a message to Vallarasu, unfortunately it goes to Guru Prashant. Guru Prashant should not be able to read it. He should see only junk. So that is what an encryption is supposed to do. If the encryption is strong, that is supposed to do. If encryption is not strong, then Guru Prashant will be able to read what Arafat has sent to Vallarasu. Now we study about this key encryption. What happens? Now key, it creates a random string of characters. For example, this key, your Syed Arafat S, that is something. Now this key, it changes that Syed Arafat S to some CX7ZBQ something. Same thing is for Vallarasu, like that. So this weaves the original data bits and it creates something like a data block. Longer key make it more difficult to decrypt. Hackers may attempt to crack this key by using something called a brute force attack. They try to hack it. Hacking is a brute force attack. Okay. Now I will show you something. How does messages get encrypted? I will show you. Did you all have breakfast? If you have not had breakfast, you can get the breakfast and you can have it and just keep seeing the presentation. No, sir, who is this? Gopal Krishnan has not had breakfast. Please have it. Okay. Now I am opening my Internet Explorer browser. I will just show how does the encryption looks like. Okay. Now can you see my Internet Explorer? I have opened my Internet Explorer. Can you see? Yeah, now are you able to see? Yes, sir. Okay. Now you see in Internet Explorer, if I go to Internet options, there is something called as a certificates. When you get into some website also, it will say certificate not trusted. Have you received such messages earlier? Yes, sir. So that, what do you mean by that? Certificate. So that is the encryption certificate. Okay, so these are all some of the certificates. Now, for example, I will take this. Who issues this certificate? So some standard has to be developed now. So who has to develop these standards? So the research universities, technical universities like MIT, Princeton University, IITs, they develop this type of technology. Then they approach the government. So all the governmental heads, they get together and they decide on some standard. Yes, we will use this type of standard for encryption of data for different purposes. For example, information encryption between government to government, that will be one standard. Information encryption between one country military to another country military will be another standard. Encryption of military data within a military is one standard. Okay, so like that they will be having different standards. Now here, for general public data transmission, like say I want to just send a mail to some friend in America or Europe or Singapore somewhere. So this is general. We are not using anything concerned with spying or all that. So for general things, then I want to buy something from Amazon. Okay. So all this, these are not all harmful. So but I want my security of information. I don't want, I am trying to buy some phone, mobile phone from Amazon. Somebody should not hack and see that that phone is delivered to him. I pay the money and he gets the delivery. It should not happen like that. So for those purpose, we have to design an encryption standard. So these countries, they get together and they decide on, so this should be the standard. Now what happens, there are different types of there is something called as a hash algorithm. Hash algorithm is a mathematical algorithm, okay, and it encrypts. For example, do you know binary system? Do you know binary system? What is 4 in binary system? You know binary system? Yes, sir. What is 4 in binary system? So you divide 2, you divide 4 by 2, 1, 0, 0. That's correct. That's correct. So this is a way of encryption of 4. This is a way of encryption of 4. And you know it. Since it is in binary system, so if somebody sends you 0, 1, 0, 0, you can decrypt it to 4. Okay. So this is one way, simple way of binary. So there is this is a binary. Then you can have base 4. That is, you are dividing it by 4. Then you can still have a standard, you can divide it by 8. So you have a 8-bit encryption. You can divide it by 16-bit encryption. You can have 32-bit encryption, 64-bit encryption, 128-bit encryption. So everything is in the multiples of 2 to the power of something, 2 to the power of n. These type of encryptions people are using. Now we are having something called as an 128-bit encryption and 256-bit encryption. Because this 2-bit dividing 4 by 2, it was easy. 100 people can make it out. Lot of people can make it out. 4 also they can make it out. Now 16, a bit difficult, still people make it out. Things like 128 and 256, it is too difficult to make out what information is encrypted if you encrypt it. If they don't have the keys, it is difficult for them to make out what is there in that message. Okay. Now I will show you some information which has been encrypted here. In, so this government of India for transmission of various data, okay, they will encrypt. Can you see? There is something called as a hash SHA-256. So this is a 256-bit encryption algorithm they have used to encrypt. Now this contains some information. Let's say, can you see this? Some you can also in your mobile also it will be like this. Okay. Uh, so I use this encryption for signing encryption various. Okay. I will show you what it contains. So this is something. So from which computer it has gone? So that computer's address may be encrypted like this. Can you see this? My computer's address may be encrypted like this. Okay. So to find out which is this computer, it is so difficult for them if they don't have the decrypting key. So in that way, I can ensure secrecy of my information when I send it from my computer to somewhere. So my message will have a header like this. It will have a header with some other things, and then the message will be there in between. It goes to some destined user. If he has the private key, when he decrypt it, all these things will he will not be able to see this thing, but he will get to know it is from my system only. Sometimes you will get some junk messages with your friend's name. Your friend would not have sent that message, but you will get a junk. So instead of opening it, you have to go to the advanced mode, and if you see, you will get to know whether it is your friend or if it is somebody using your friend's name and sending it a junk message. So you can safeguard your computer from attacks. Are you able to understand? Are you able to understand encryption? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is there anybody who is not able to understand encryption? Encryption is converting your messages into some format which others may not be able to hack. It should be used by only the people who have proper authenticity. Okay. So now my yes, sir. Now my key from my system. Okay. My system, for example, there is some message. So my key, it will convert that message into something. It goes to another system. There he will have the key. If he unlocks it, he will be able to see the messages. I will ask you to log into one website, okay, and enjoy some exercises. Okay, you go to so in University of Georgia, America, they have a okay. You go to your Google and type cobweb cobweb dot cs, or I will take you to that website. Okay, I'll show you the webs. I will paste the website here. So this is the website. You can just click on it. Okay. You will learn from this. Here, take a look at it. There is a public key and a private key. If you click on this button, generate keys, it will create. It will create based on your computer. You may not be getting the same public key and private key. You may be getting different because of your system and because of your ISP, because of your location. Did you get the same 109 and 147 or different? Tell me. If you click on this, go to this website, click on that generate keys. In your mobile, it will give you two numbers. Did you get the same numbers or different? Did you get same number or different? Different, yes, because your system is different, your region is different, your ISP is different. So every computer in your house itself, if there are two mobiles, you find it out. So for different devices, you get different public key and private key. Let it be there. Good. Okay. It has generated a public key and a private key for encryption. Okay. Now you have to send some message. You can type out some beautiful message. Hello? Hello? Hello, I will just type something. Hello, my friends. We will study encryption. You can type anything. I love Nayanatara. I love Surya. You can type something. I love Vijay. You can type whatever you want. So that's a message you want to type. Okay. So you type the message and you say you give an encryption key. Encryption key is your private key, which is your 140. In my case, whatever was my private key, I will give that. Now you see my message has been converted to this. It gets converted, that whatever message was there, it has got converted to 2192. There is no way I can make it. If I send this message to someone and he tries to hack it, he will not be able to do it if he doesn't have the key. Okay. Now, so I have sent this message. Hello, my friend, we will study encryption. So this message has gone to somebody. So there, if he gives the 147, sorry, he gives 109. Okay, yeah. It goes to somebody. So he has got the decryption key, which is the public key. So he is asked to read that. Okay. So if he has that public key, if he types that public key number and say decodes, he gets the message. Did you try this? Click on my link, go to this page, give one public key, sorry, you click on the generate keys, automatically for your device it creates two numbers. Private key is for you, public key is for someone else to see it. Okay. Now you type some message and you say, I encrypt with my private key. I will encrypt with my private key number. And you say encode the message. It gives an encode. It gives something. Now you go back to this next line and say decrypt these numbers to whatever it has been created by giving the public key, and you click on this decode the message, you get the exact message. Were you able to do this? Yes, sir, done. So you can type one more different message. Try to see. Okay. You change the message. Now I type, hello Nayanatara and Vijay fans, did you have breakfast? I encode, it is giving some mistake. Again, I decode it, I get the same message. Yes, sir, done, Ashok done, Bharat done. How about the girls? Are you able to get it done? It's just step one by one, one by one. This is people who studied cryptography, for them, this is sure. Meghala, good. Yes, sir, I have done. Nandini, done, sir, Surya. So you enjoy. So now why is this required? We are saying we have to store our data in cloud. We have to get into cloud. We have to store our data. So we are storing in our Google Drive. Okay, we are storing in our Gmail server. So is it safe? So when you are logging in with your user ID and password, it generates a key. There is a private key for you. Okay. Now I can create, next time when you log in, it creates another. See, now I just went for the same thing. I said generate key, it changes. Now if I had used my old one, I don't get that. It doesn't work properly. Okay. Now 157. Now I'll use 157 and I encrypt. This is a new encryption. But I had a old public key. No? If I click on that, I get see junk. So if I give the correct public key, then only I will be able to read the message now. So every session, it will create a new key. So if the user ID and password matches, then only it will let you inside. And you can access your information or you can store information. Okay. So your safety is ensured in that way. Now you click on that generate key once again. Generate keys, you click 2-3 times, it will change. Then you go and encode your message with the new key, new private key. Okay, you have encoded it. But in the decode, you give the old public key, you will get junk message. If you give the new public key, then only you will be able to decrypt your message. Try it out. Can you try it out? Got it? Go to this site link. Okay, Silpa. Okay, generate keys. Click 2-3 times. The public key and private key, it changes. Okay, now you had some message, old message. You encode it with the new private key, whatever you have generated now, not with the old one. You give this new private key and encode. It will give some other code. But to decrypt it, if I use my old public key, whatever I had given last time, old public key if I give, it will show junk. If I give some other number also, it will show junk. It will be showing only junk. See, it will be showing only junk. If I give the right, if I have the right public key, then only I'll be able to see the message. So this is used in your bank when you're doing online banking. This is done in your mobile. That is when you are trying to use your fingerprint or your face reading. So every session it generates a public key and a private key. If it matches with the stored information, it allows you. Otherwise, it says can't. Nandini, Bharat, were you able to do? Arafat, are you able to do? Bharat, yes sir. Surya, yes sir. Okay. So this encryption and decryption is an important feature. Now more and more everything, we are I showed you just one small bit of encryption. People are trying to have multiple levels of encryption. With this also people are not happy. Somebody may hack there, he might have written some bad code in HTML, so somebody will hack it. So they want your OTP, one time password, to be sent onto your mobile. Then you keying the one time password, again that goes. Okay, it compares it with the bank server. Is this the one time code which was sent to him? And that also goes through a encrypted form. If it says yes, then only you are allowed to do the transaction. Tomorrow they may also have, along with one time password, even face reading or thumb impression. So multiple levels of encryption you can do it. Multiple ways of doing the encryption you can do it. Now for that, whatever this encryption is happening now, this is a 256 bit encryption. That is, each of these letters, whatever is there in the message, it is converted into a 256 width, 256 character width code. So if you are having 4 SIR SAR 3, okay, this SIR for S there is 256 coding, for I there is a 256 coding, for R there is a 256 coding. How much it will be? 256, 256, 256. How much? 750 plus 18, 768. So it will be the width of that just SIR, it could be 768 numbers, 768 characters. If I type SIR, what will happen? The first S may have some 256 characters. The next S, no, it will not have the same 256 characters. It may be different because it's in a different position. Okay, so then also it is difficult to hack it. Sir, if I type 2 times, so there is repetitiveness. Or if I type SS, you people tell na. If you know, do you know? Did you understand? You type SS, isn't it? So this SS, the first 256 is different from the second S256. They will not be same. Try it. Well, let us try it out. Okay, let us try it. So this is giving me 272. If I use another yes, oh, it is giving 272. Yes, 272. Maybe because of this algorithm. If I change it, I will say I'll give 150. 266. Same, okay, for same this thing it is giving. This algorithm is giving the same. For yes and S, it is giving 266, 266 only. But another mathematical algorithm, it can ensure you that this is in the first place, so it should be given like this randomly. This S is in second place, randomly it should be given some other. So based on position, based on the device, based on the operating system, all these multiple parameters you can have to generate your encryption key. Understood? Any questions? You have any questions? Did you understand encryption? No, sir. Encryption, you didn't understand? Yes, sir. Understood. Any question? I understood, sir. Yeah, that is a better answer rather than saying yes, sir, no, sir. I do not understand whether it is you have understood or not understood. Okay. I understood, sir. I under I understood, sir. So, so now if I use I understood, sir. Understood, sir. So this public private key encryption, okay, is used for secure transmission of data. Even the telephone which you are calling your friend, it is supposed to go as sort of an encryption. But sometimes you will see cross calls. You will be talking to somebody, so somebody will be listening to what you are talking to your friend. You know? So there is no encryption. If there is no encryption, those things will happen. Cross talk will be there. You will find out what the other person is talking. It is very bad. That is why we need the encryption. If the calls go in encryption, especially even in our uh, video talk and all what you do in your WhatsApp, okay, so the calls can go with encryption. Understood? Okay, so we will see some a small movie for this. Okay, what do you mean by cryptography? What types of cryptography is there? What is a private key? What is a public key? These things are there. I will show you.
Data that you don't want anyone else to have access to. It is used to protect corporate secrets, secure classified information, and to protect personal information to guard against things like identity theft. Hi guys, my name is Arya from EduReca, and I welcome you all to another session on cybersecurity. And today's video is basically going to be about cryptography. Now, before we actually jump into the session, let me give you guys a brief on the topics that we're going to cover today. So first of all, we're going to cover what is cryptography through the help of a very simplistic scenario. Then we're going to go through the classifications of cryptography and how the different classificative algorithm works. In the end, I'm going to show you guys a nifty demo on how a popular algorithm called RSA actually works. So let's get started. Now,
Are you able to view video? Yes, sir. Okay, then we'll play that. Okay.
going to take the help of an example or a scenario to actually explain what is cryptography. Alright, so let's say we have a person and let's call him Andy. I suppose Andy sends a message to his friend Sam who is on the other side of the world. Now, obviously, he wants this message to be private and nobody else should have access to the message. Now, he uses a public forum, for example, the internet, for sending this message. The goal is to actually secure this communication. And of course, we have to be secure against someone. Now, let's say there is a smart guy called Eve who has secretly got access to your communication channel. Since this guy has access to your communication, he can do much more than just eavesdrop. For example, he can try to change the message in itself. Now, this is just a small example. What if Eve actually gets access to your private information? Well, that could actually result in a big catastrophe. So how can Andy be sure that nobody in the middle could access the message sent to Sam? The goal here is to make communication secure, and that's where cryptography comes in. So what exactly is cryptography? Well, cryptography is the practice and the study of techniques for securing communication and data in the presence of adversaries. So let me take a moment to explain how that actually happens. Well, first of all, we have a message. This message is firstly converted into a numeric form, and then this numeric form is applied with a key called an encryption key, and this encryption key is used in an encryption algorithm. So once the numeric message and the encryption key has been applied in an encryption algorithm, what we get is called a ciphertext. Now this ciphertext is sent over the network to the other side of the world, where the other person who the message is intended for will actually use a decryption key and use the ciphertext as a parameter of a decryption algorithm, and then he'll get what we actually sent as a message. And if some error had actually occurred, he'd get an error. So let's see how cryptography can help secure the connection between Andy and Sam. So to protect his message, Andy first converts his readable message to an unreadable form. Here he converts the message to some random numbers, and after that, he uses a key to encrypt his message. After applying this key to the numerical form of his message, he gets a new value. In cryptography, we call this ciphertext. So now, if Andy sends the ciphertext or encrypted message over communication channel, he won't have to worry about somebody in the middle of discovering the private message. Even if somebody manages to discover the message, he won't be able to decrypt the message without having a proper key to unlock this message. So suppose Eve here discovers the message and he somehow manages to tamper with the message and message finally reaches Sam. Sam would need a key to decrypt the message to recover the original plaintext. So using the key, he would convert a ciphertext to a numerical value corresponding to the plaintext. Now after using the key for decryption, what will come out is the original plaintext message or an error. Now this error is very important. It is the way Sam knows that message sent by Andy is not the same as the message that he received. So the error in a sense tells us that Eve has tampered with the message. Now the important thing to note here is that in modern cryptography, the security of the system purely relies on keeping the encryption and decryption keys secret. Based on the type of keys and encryption algorithms, cryptography is classified under the following categories. Now cryptography is broadly classified under two categories, namely symmetric key cryptography and asymmetric key cryptography, popularly also known as public key cryptography. Now, symmetric key cryptography is further classified as classical cryptography and modern cryptography. Further drilling down, classical cryptography is divided into two, which is transposition cipher and substitution cipher. On the other hand, modern cryptography is divided into stream cipher and block cipher. In the upcoming slides, I'll broadly explain all these types of cryptography. So let's start with symmetric key cryptography.
Hope you understood the basics. Okay. Yes, sir. So are you able to see my screen? Understood, sir. Good. Now, so that is how. Understood, sir. Understood, sir. Understood, sir. Very good. How many people are joined now? 55. Okay. So this is what about. So it's a big subject. Okay. The cryptography itself is a very big subject. If you want to specialize in it in your masters, you can take up it as a elective course, or you can go and do it specially, and then you can. Desing Raj is there. Desing Raj. Is Desing Raj there? Not come today. He is there. What are you sleeping? Huh? What are you doing, man? He has gone out somewhere. Desing Raj, what are you doing? Lot of disturbance behind him. He's not there somewhere. He has gone. Okay. Desing Raj, if you want to join police, you should learn cryptography. If you learn cryptography,
Yes, sir.
where you are gone, man?
Sir, I am outside, sir, with brother, sir.
You are not attending the class.
Yes, sir. Meeting is attended, but I went in the shop, sir,
You are
with brother.
with the brother.
Yes, sir.
So I was doing something which is helpful for your police job.
What, sir?
I am doing something which is useful for your police job.
Yeah, sir.
I was teaching about how to transform messages
Hello.
in a secret verbal support. People, police use this application. Okay, fine. Go ahead. Yesterday our class private key and police associated. Mute, you know. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. So there is yeah. So there is an algorithm called RSA. RSA is also when I showed you that Internet Explorer, it will be having some RSA. So that is some standard which is used for a public key algorithm. Okay, algorithm is a mathematical formula which converts the data into some way. Now the digital, so we use a digital certificate. We use a digital certificate. The digital certificate is the key. It contains the key with which we will do it. For example, you make a digital certificate for Desingraj. You make a digital certificate for Bharat. You make a digital certificate for Sandhya. You make a digital certificate for Meghala. Each of them, they will be different. And these digital signatures, they are issued by the government or some authority which is authorized by the government. Okay. And this digital signature, when it is issued, it is what is called as a read only. It's a read only file. You can't tamper with your digital certificate. If you try to tamper your digital certificate, it gets destroyed or it becomes useless. So government people, they also can't manipulate the information in the existing digital signature. The digital signature has to be unique when it is generated for somebody. It contains information like who are you, what is your name, what is your computer, what is your age, what is your phone number, something like that. Some information, it will be encrypted in that. What is your PAN number, what is your income tax number, what is your Aadhaar number, something is encrypted in that. Now if you want to modify your digital signature for some reason, or you wanted to misuse your digital signature, it is not possible. If you try to do it, it becomes waste Then again you have to generate a new digital signature. The new digital signature will contain maybe the same information, but it will be a new digital signature with a new number. So you will have serial numbers, if like you have your student ID, no, student ID in your college, enrollment number. So you join a college, they will give an enrollment number. Then you quit the course and you join some other course. When you join that course, they will give a new enrollment number. They will not ask you to carry the same enrollment number. So like that, this digital signature will be given. This digital signature will generate these keys, private key and public key, when you do a transaction. When you do the transaction, you use that key, digital key, and you make something like the encrypted text, okay, cryptographic text that will be sent through the digital media, like that is the sent through the internet, that is sent through your network to the distant place. There, if they want to see, they will have to insert their digital signature. Their digital signature will generate again a public key and private key for them, and they also have been authorized by the government. If they are correctly authorized, they will be able to read your message. Otherwise, they will not be able to see your message. Okay, so this is the process we have seen, and you have also done the example yourselves. Now, data security. We talk about data security. So here they are showing your digital signature, screen reader, face reader, then biometric authentication, biometric scanners. Because your face hardly changes. If it changes, it is very analogous. It will be very minimal over the period of years. Okay, your thumb impression, it hardly changes. This thumb impression, face, text, all these can be converted to numbers, zeros and ones for the computer. So it will, what it does is it just matches and sees if it is the same zeros and ones or a different zeros and ones. If it is same zeros and ones, it allows you to use it. If it is a different zeros and ones, it will say access denied. So now it is 10 o'clock. See, we have to sit for 2.5 hours. I understand this is a problem. So for every hour, I will give you a break in the first hour. Okay. So 9 to 10, we will start the class. 10 o'clock, I will give you 10 minutes break. Okay. 10:10, you have to be back. Okay. Then we will continue up to 11:30. Is it okay? Now you can go and have water, tea, coffee. Okay. Gopal Krishnan very happy. Bharat very happy. Meghala very happy.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir.
Okay. So Desing Raj also very happy.
Yeah, sir.
So are you coming back to home or not? No.
Yes, I coming back, sir. 10:10.
So when you come back, join the class. Okay. So at 10:10 we will start. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, are you all back? Can we start the class? Yes, sir, you're back. Okay. So we'll go proceed further. Now, we are saying the message has to be encrypted and the users have to be authenticated. Now, this has to be stored somewhere. I was telling this private key and public key and how you uh, convert your data, it should be stored somewhere. If that repository itself is lost, if somebody destroys that repository, it's a big challenge. So you have to have a place in a computer or mobile or somewhere where it stores this things securely. Okay, there should be data storage technologies in which you can take it, because let's say you now when you join multinational companies, you will get to know uh, the managers, the top managers, no, when they sign contracts, sales contract, purchase contracts, even if they issue appointment letters to employees or termination letters, they don't sign. They have to, uh, when they have to employ some 10,000 people, they can't keep on writing 10,000 signatures. So they will use their digital signature to issue appointment letters, purchase orders, sales invoices. Okay. So there has to be a data storage in which they can have their information stored tamper proof. The information should not be tampered with. Their data should not be tampered with. So they will carry it in their pen drive. Do you people have credit cards or debit cards? Do you have debit cards or credit cards? Do you have debit cards? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So in the debit card, you have a strip at the back. Can you see? Magnetic strip is there. Yeah. So this magnetic strip, it stores your information. Who are you? What is your bank account number? What is your debit card number? Okay. It is all encrypted and kept in that magnetic strip. So when you go to an ATM, there when you swipe it, it is red, it is matched. There is a public key in the ATM. That public key checks up whether the keys which you have, which is there in your debit card, is correct. If it is correct, then whatever you have typed, issue me 500 rupees, issue me 1000 rupees, issue me 5000 rupees, then only it will honor. Otherwise, it will not honor. Okay. So you are carrying your encrypted information in your debit card. You are carrying your encrypted information even in your Paytm, Google Pay, Free Charge, all these apps. Okay. There it keeps changing for every transaction. That's what I said. So for authentic users, the user authenticates first. When the user is authenticated, then it will issue a new key which you saw. Okay. So in the network also you have to have, we can use this encryption in networks. When you join large organizations, okay, for example, your 24/7 and all, they had come for placements for your seniors. When you join those type of companies, even Infosys and all, they will be having a floor which contains some 500 computers, 1000 computers. You can go and access any of the computer. You can go and access any of the computer. There will be a card reader. You are given a card, employee card. You go and swipe the card in the keyboard. The keyboard will have a slot. You will be swiping it, just like how you swipe your debit card. So when you swipe it, the computer keyboard transmit that message to the server. The server sees whether it is you or someone else. If it is you and your data is in their database, they allow you to access that computer. So you can work from any of the computers because you will be doing the processing on the server. You will be saving the data and all that on the server. You will not be saving it on the terminal, your own terminal. So you can access any of the terminal. Okay, your wish and will. But the information is there in the swiping card, employee card. So the network has to have that type of security because all the machines are on the network. No, 1000 machines are there on the network. So network should be secure enough to see that you don't hack with your card. You will hack into someone else network. It should not happen. Okay. So you can design that. You can design that encryption for the networks also, and you can keep different networks safe from one another. So if somebody is trying to get into that, some unwanted fellow is trying to get into that, there are warning systems which will find out intrusion detection and all that. Okay. So this is a cryptography is a very big subject. Okay. So we have studied now cryptography also after studying the firewall. Firewall is one way of blocking people getting into your data. So how do you do that? You do it with cryptography. Okay. So now after you do this fourth module, there will be some questions. Okay. In which devices do MAC table is maintained? Is it maintained in hub or switch or bridge or router? Yesterday we were studying about hub, switch. MAC address means it is the physical identity of the machine. MAC address is maintained where? Which device maintains the MAC address? Switch maintains the MAC address, correct. Which of the devices operate on the physical layer? Physical layer means you just plug in and plug out. Okay. So things like your hub, your repeater, your bridge, these are all the things which operate in the physical layer. Just plug in, plug out. You are having a bridge, you connect to network. It's a physical layer. There is a repeater. Then hub, you connect all the machines on the network LAN. Switch works on the logical layer. Okay. Default gateways can be used to hide IP numbers, assigned these things. This is called as a NAT. NAT. The networks connect the peripheral device via point-to-point links to a central location. The networks connect, so all the peripherals, they connect via point-to-point. One point to another, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 1 to 4, 4 to 1. So this is all a mesh topology. In mesh topology, all to all. Star topology, okay, hold on to a point to a central location. Okay, central location means it is a star location, star topology. If everything to everything, it is a mesh topology. If there is one central location and all the arms they keep and get connected to the center, it is a star topology. Thank you. Thank you, Varun. Okay. So this answer which he has given is wrong. Okay, don't worry. What you said is correct. Okay. Check point. What switching method examines the destination MAC addresses are same being received and then begins forwarding the uh, store and forward. Store and forward on the will do. When is it necessary to store a public IP address on a routing? When you are connecting to the internet. When you are connecting to the internet, it is necessary to store a public IP address on the routing interface. You are connecting to Gmail. So your Uday Kumar, he will be having the IP addresses on the routers. Some of them they are allowed, some of them they are not allowed. So you will have that information on the router. Which of the following commands correctly configures a static router? In the static router, you are having an IP address with a subnet. So the first one is the right one. Router can be used as a firewall. Say true or false. Router can also be can't be used. Router is used as a firewall. True or false. Which protocol provides security at the transport layer? It is called secure thing. SSL TLS. Secure socket layer, transport layer. Okay. So that is SSL and TLS. So cut through, it is not a cut through, connect a network to the internet. Okay. Some of the things which they have given in this presentations, they themselves are not knowing it. They have given some wrong answers. Don't worry. In the exams, you will write that. If it is found out it is a wrong answer, you will be given a grace mark. Okay. Now we will go to that. So what we studied was, we studied the various network topologies. What is a star topology? What is a ring topology? Mesh topology? Okay. What were wireless networks? Then we studied about firewall. Then we studied about switches, types of switches, statics, and that routing concepts we saw, routing protocols. Then we studied about the security. Then we also studied about virtual LANs. Okay, what is the benefit of having a virtual LAN, virtualization? Then we have studied cryptography, encryption, and decryption. So this completes this unit 4, and we will go to the unit 5. So unit 5 is a small chapter. So in unit 5, we will be studying about application layer. So your computing devices, we studied about servers, storage, networks, security, then application softwares. Okay, so they are also part of our computing. So this is what we will be studying about that. Along with software, we also study something called as a middleware. I had told you something about middleware, if you remember. If one software wants to communicate with another software, the software should understand one another. So the link between those two software, we call it as a middleware. Not only that, there are two hardwares which have to communicate. Two operating systems are there, Windows and Linux. You have developed something, some file, some word file on Windows. You send it to Linux. If you open in Linux, on the top it will show so much gap. So it should not happen. If it is read properly, if that middleware is able to convert it correctly, you will not face those gaps. This happens many times. If you are having open office, you work on open office and you save the document as a doc, you try to open it in MS Office, you see some gaps, some characters are looking junk. Okay, So there has to be a middleware which will do the translation correctly between software to software, hardware to hardware, platform to platform. So we study about those middlewares. Then we also study about things like web server, application server, okay, at the software level. And I think there should be some data. Okay, so there. What are the various softwares which are popular from IBM for okay? So so they have given this chapter to introduce some of the IBM technologies. IBM has got servers. Okay, they have got high computing servers. Okay, they have storage devices. They also have cloud. IBM has got cloud. We will be training you on IBM cloud when we go to the next concepts like cloud computing. We will be training you on cloud computing. In the cloud, you will be creating servers. You will be creating storage. You will be creating LAN. Okay, you will be installing some software on the cloud. So to do that, so IBM has got servers, IBM has got storage, IBM has got network connectivities, IBM has got softwares with which you can host, with which you can do some data storage, with which you can do some messaging. So that we do it here. IBM also has got security softwares. Okay, these are all used at high-end applications like insurance agencies, banks. So IBM and even in telecom companies, IBM manages the entire Airtel IT network. The entire IT in Airtel, the people, the machines, the software, everything, it is owned by IBM. IBM manages it. Airtel just pays them some money. Okay, so like that, there are many other organizations who are using the services of IBM. So they are trying to talk about themselves. Now let us go into this middleware overview. So here we will decide what is a middleware and messaging layer. What do you mean by an application server? Just like we said, the server will connect to many clients. No, server will offer services to many clients. So application server will offer applications like, let's say, MS Office 365. So that is given to multiple users on the cloud. So the software which helps to give this Microsoft Office to multiple users, that is what we call as an application server. You have to install this application server. On this application server, you can install your application. Then it can be used by multiple users. So your apps are also installed on some application servers. We go through some messaging and email system, and we go through data warehousing concepts. Middleware, applications that run on different hardware technologies were developed during a period of time. IBM has its own proprietary, HP has its own proprietary, Sun Microsystems has its own proprietary. So like Microsoft has its own proprietary, Apple has got its own proprietary hardware, technology, software. If they have to communicate between all these, then there has to be a software which understands that. For example, you are having IBM PC, someone else is having a Apple PC. So if you are trying to send a message to him, email to him, if he is not able to read in Apple and he sends something to you and you are not able to read in your Windows or Linux machine, then it is very bad. So that is why we need a middleware between these two. Discrete applications need to communicate to serve business requirement. Applications can communicate using a middleware. So IBM has got some middleware. Okay. So how is this middleware developed? Middleware consists of some hardware plus software, mostly software, and these softwares are done with collaboration. IBM, Apple, Microsoft, they all get together and they all develop the same middleware. Then they make little modification. You need to have this driver, you need to have that driver, some proprietary drivers they will say. If you buy that proprietary driver, you have to pay them more. But in general, they will all collaborate and develop, and they all share the same middleware in their softwares, because then their softwares can communicate with one another. Now, middleware lies in between two applications as a mediator. It facilitates interoperability of applications, simplifies communication of complex application. You are having a mobile. You are all having Android mobile. Android is a version of Linux, but for a mobile system. In a mobile, you are having a CPU. That processor is different from the processor which is in your laptop. Now you have to communicate between your laptop, or you have to communicate with a server which is on internet, or you have to communicate with another mobile. Okay, your CPUs are different, your operating systems are different. Okay, so in your own system, let's say you are with the hardware, you are able to connect to something. So with your Android mobile, you are able to connect to the internet. You want to check WhatsApp, you want to check up Gmail, you want to go to book my show. Okay, now the middleware facilitates that those sites are read, those applications are read and shown to you properly. Otherwise, in your mobile, you will be seeing only junk. Understand? Are you able to understand? Bharat, Desingraj, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Good. So you are able to understand about the middleware. So IBM has got a middleware. IBM middleware. There is something called as IBM MQ messaging. Okay. So that is one of their middleware which communicates between two different softwares. How does it work? So middleware enables communication between applications using a message. Using a message. So this application says, let's say application is your WhatsApp. Okay, you are able to send a PDF file, you are able to send a photo, you are able to send a video attaching it from YouTube. Okay, so there is one YouTube and then there is a WhatsApp. Two applications are there. So WhatsApp sends a message. I want to attach a YouTube video. So there is a IBM middleware or some middleware. For example, in your Android, there will be some middleware. Open source middlewares will be there. Okay. So this middleware, it converts that message and communicates it to YouTube. Hey YouTube, WhatsApp want to attach you and send it to someone. Please come. So YouTube understands that message and it sends that video. It comes back to the Middleware. So middleware says, okay, we have received YouTube video, attach it and send it to your friend, and then you send. So that is what happening. So middleware is facilitating this work between WhatsApp and YouTube. Understand? Are you able to understand? No? Any confusion? Any confusion? Or people have gone for breakfast? I'm not seeing any answers. Or are you tired? Are you tired? 50 students. Good. No, sir. Yes, understood, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You're not tired. But you should, the moment I ask you, you should fire, no? No confusion, sir. Good, sir. Okay, check. So this IBM middleware, message-oriented middleware from IBM. It was introduced in 1993. Before that, they had understood, still no confusions. Okay. So this middleware, it can make communication possible for different applications which are running on powerful machines like servers, with applications running on systems less powerful like mobile devices and tablets. So they say we are the market leader. They are one of the market leaders. So wherever IBM is giving service, they will be using this middleware, because you have Oracle software, which is a competitor to IBM. Banks will be having their data in Oracle server. Now that data has to be accessed by their emails. It has to be accessed by their mobile banking. So you need a middleware for that. So IBM uses that middleware. Since they have worked with Oracle and other companies, they know the technology, how to transform that message from Oracle to your mobile environment and show it in a proper format. So it facilitates the Oracle data to be displayed in your mobile device or on a web device. So it has got its own complexity. So people can specialize only in middleware. Okay, people can specialize. Once some people join in IBM, they will be working only on middleware, the development of middleware, architecture of middleware. Tomorrow new technology comes, so they have to have that new technology incorporated in the middleware. New software comes, new software format may come. Okay, new language has come, Python or some new language has come. So if you write the code in that language, it should be understood by this middleware, and it should help to perform some action. So all these things, so that middleware itself is a big technology. Okay, and a lot of people work in that. But why we are teaching you? We are just teaching you the basics. There are two different applications on the cloud. What applications are on the cloud? In your mobile, you are having two applications. One is WhatsApp. Another one is a PDF reader, or a calendar, or a camera. Okay, so camera and WhatsApp. So there is an integration between camera and WhatsApp. No? That integration happens through this middleware. The integration between camera, YouTube, video player with your WhatsApp application, it happens through middleware, because all of these are different applications. Camera is a different application, video player is a different application, and your WhatsApp is a different application. Three different applications communicate with one another easily, which we do not know. We are just attaching photos, attaching videos, and we are sending it, and we play it within WhatsApp. we open it within WhatsApp. So how does it happen? The middleware facilitates this. When you click on the image, the middleware says open this and show the correct photo. Otherwise, if middleware is not there, when you open something, it will show junk. For example, in MS Word, you try to open PDF file. What will happen? When you open PDF file inside MS Office, what will happen? What happens? Or you try to open PDF file in Excel. What happens? I have an Excel, I'll show you. If I want to open something in my Excel is a software, okay? If I want to open something, if I want to open an image in Excel, if I want to open MS Office in Excel, if I want to open a PDF file in Excel, what may happen? What is likely to happen? Can you see Excel? Can you see Excel? Can you see my Excel sheet? Yes. Okay. See here I can see so many things like add-on. I can get various add-ons and all. Okay. Now, now I try to open I try to open a different file. I'll show you. Okay. Now I go to my I primed directory. I am having Excel sheets. Okay. I am having it shows only Excel sheets. That's why I say it can take all these types of files: text file, XML files, web pages it can open, access it can open, dbase file, query files, Microsoft Excel old files, SYLK files, some different types of files it can open default. If I am trying to, I say show me all files. For example, there is a text file is there. It is your MGR BCA file is there. This is a text file. No, this is a WebEx file. So yesterday's BCA file is there. It is a text file. I say open it. Okay, it shows me some thing. How do you want it to be formatted? I will say okay, if finish it. So you see beautifully, it was a line by line. It has shown me. It was a text file because there is a middleware between text file and Excel file. The middleware correctly converts. Can you see this? Can you see this file? Yes, sir. So here it has converted it correctly. Okay. So this is the function of a PDF file. Sorry, middleware. Okay. Now I'll try to open some other type of file. All files I said. I will try to open an Excel file. MS Word file. What will happen? Let us see. See, course blocks and format is not valid. Okay. It doesn't open. Now I will try to open again. other file. Okay. So it says no, doc files are not readable. So that format is, there is no middleware between that. So it is not able to read. If I try to open a PDF file, is there a PDF file? Let me see. A PDF file. PDF file doesn't match. This file could be, unless you do you want to use it, open. I say open anyway. Can you see this? Gen characters. I can see, sir. So see, this is my PDF file. It shows gen characters. Can you see? Because there is no middleware between Excel and PDF. If there is a middleware, then data can be converted from one form to another. That is where you need this middleware. Understood? Did you understand? Understand, sir. Yes. So today you have understood cryptography. Now you are also able to understand a middleware, the function of a middleware. So in the internet cloud, now there will be a lot of middlewares. Now we will go and check if they are there. So I'll take you to IBM Cloud. IBM has got a cloud in which all the services will be there. You will be also logging into this and do some exercises later. Now in the IBM Cloud, you have to log in. So when you log in, it is creating a private key for the session and it is read by the public key in the cloud, IBM Cloud. If it matches with my user ID and passwords, it allows me inside. So encryption is done now. Okay. Now here we go and see what all is there in the IBM Cloud, what it contains. IBM Cloud contains all this. Looks like a different applications. It contains software, services, all those recommended for you. It has got something called as a Cloud Foundry, object storage, software, all that is there. Let me see. Okay, so it has so many things available for you. Can you see them? I hope you are able to see. Okay, now let me see this thing. Is there a middleware? Yes, IBM has given some middleware. Yeah, some third-party middleware is there. I want a software, Java. Is Java there? So Java is given. I want some storage. Is storage there? Yes, lot of storages, softwares are there. I want networking. say so many networks are given. I want security or a firewall. Firewall is there. I want security services. Security is there. So if you subscribe to this IBM Cloud, you will have everything for your enterprise. Now I want an application server. Application server. What is there? Application web server. It is there. This is the software, WebSphere, load balances, how to load those, manage those users. Okay, application server is also there. Then I want Lotus. Let me see. Lotus is not there. Then it is not given in my thing. I can subscribe for that. DB2 database. DB2 is a database software. It is given to us. Then tool is given. So some of the softwares they have given, some of them they have not given. What all softwares they have given? Let me see. So Apache, so whatever open source softwares were there, 91 different softwares are given. These are all, some of them are big data software. So you can do big data storage, big data analytics on IBM Cloud. So like this, you can do it on an Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services is the cloud for Amazon company, not the Amazon Shopping. Okay, Amazon Shopping is a different website. Amazon Web Services is a different website. Okay, so many softwares are given for you. Many of them are free. Many of them are free. You can learn it and use it free. Some of them are chargeable. So you can build your applications. So it has they have given you, and they'll give you, just like your Gmail gives you some 10 GB of data space. Up to 10 GB you can have space, or 100 GB I think they have given now. 100 GB of data you can store in Gmails. Earlier there used to be in Hotmail and Yahoo. Earlier when it was started, we were having only 1 MB, 1 MB, 5 MB space they used to give. Now it is all gone to GBs. Okay, so here in this IBM Cloud or Amazon Cloud or Microsoft Cloud, they will give you some free space, 10 GB, 100 GB, they may give you. If it exceeds that 100 GB, they will charge you money. Understand? So this is an exposure to your IBM Cloud. What all things is there? You see, it is saying compute devices are there, category. Okay, it delivers application modernization, cloud native application development. You can develop using some coding, that is cloud path. If you look for networking, some code is there, scalable open source layer middleware that runs in front of. So if you want to connect to your mobile from the cloud, you want to enable some 5,000 mobile users or 5 million mobile users to see your application. To enable that, you have to launch this software. They have given open source free. Okay, storage, you wanted to save their data in your, you have given, I enabled your application to be used by some 5 million. So 5 million people will be, you will be having the data. What is their machine ID? What is their mobile number? What is their name? How many minutes did they use your application? When did they use? Which day? Which time? All that information you can store it here. Up to certain GB it is free. Beyond that they will charge you. There are softwares which are meant to do automation of your application. There are some software which help you to analyze your application data, make some predictive analytics and all that. That also they have given you. You want to make some reports and all, you can do that. That also they give you free. You want to save the data in a database, save it here in any of these databases. You want to develop right from beginning, you want to write a code for your application, so they have given you software. Use this to develop your application. Your application will contain a Google map, your application will contain a voice, a beep. All those things you can incorporate from these software tools, one of the software tools, and do. You want to integrate everything, so that also is possible. You want to provide security for your mobile, that is also possible. You want to web enable your applications, that software on both web and some Jin app, so they will enable your application. So you can sit, write the program, link it with this and say web enable it, mobile enable it. So it will give out a code. Okay, that code you go and paste it in your Google Chrome store. So somebody goes and downloads that by clicking on that link, and he immediately gets connected to this IBM server, and whatever he does, that information and all gets stored here. Okay, understood about the IBM cloud? So you require a middleware to interact between different software. So this is about IBM. So IBM's software for middleware is called WebSphere. 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 WebSphere is the IBM software for a middleware. WebSphere MCQ. That is the WebSphere MQ. MQ is the software. So you can use it for different applications. You have something called as a Lotus Notes. Is the software for messaging from IBM. Now this Lotus Notes was owned by IBM all these years. Last year they have sold the rights of this Lotus Notes to HCL. HCL owns Lotus now. HCL India, they own this Lotus software. So Lotus, why it is used for? You are having Gmail, no? Earlier companies they do email between employees, so they set up a email server. So that email server is called Lotus Notes. Okay, so this Lotus Notes, it had two applications in that software. One was email, another for workflow. What do you mean by workflow? See, I ask you to do a project, let's say, or your college asks you to do a project. So college, if it is using Lotus, it sends a message. That message will be conveyed to everybody. So there will be a portal. They go and create various documents, like say project title, project report, who is supposed to do which project, and you will have to, if you require so many things, all those things they will put it on that portal. So you different people are assigned for different projects, you keep doing it, you tell the progress, all those information is recorded in the same portal again. You say I need more resources, I need a different software, I need some other help from someone. So all those things it can be done on that portal itself. So they had two purposes software, one is for messaging, another one for project management. No? So that was called Lotus Notes, but last year they have sold it to HCL. So they call it Lotus Domino. So here also this Lotus Domino, what is the beauty of this Lotus Domino? It could interface with multiple software. It could interface with a video conference. So people used to do video conference using Lotus. They can open the document there itself. They can show it to people in America or England. This is the what I have done so far. This is the progress of my project. And they used to look into it. They used to give changes, make these changes. They used to say there itself. They used to make changes. So the entire thing was documented and kept in this Lotus portal. It was a wonderful enterprise platform. So they use it for messaging as well as for workflow. Now it is owned by HCL. WebSphere is still there with IBM. So with the Lotus Domino they can do. Now we come to what is known as a data warehousing. Now the data which you are storing in your cloud, it keeps increasing. Data keeps increasing. If you are having a hardware device in your office like a hard disk, you can store only up to its capacity. Afterwards you have to go and get a new hard disk. Now in cloud what happens, you have taken a subscription from IBM or Amazon or Microsoft. You say that the storage should be elastic. You know what is elastic? What is elastic band? Do you use elastic band for head or for arms? In your school when you used to do band, drills for Republic Day or Independence Day, you used to wear bands on your hands, no? Elastic bands. What is the use of that elastic band? What is meant by elasticity? What is elastic? It can expand, correct? So here you are having data in the cloud. You are using, for example, your WhatsApp. You are using WhatsApp application, okay? Every day lakhs of people are joining WhatsApp. Every day they are joining. Flexibility, correct? Every day lakhs of people are joining WhatsApp. So the hard disk spaces are all getting filled up. So every day it keeps increasing. If they don't keep track of that, some people will not be able to log into WhatsApp. They will have problem with the WhatsApp. So which is why they will have something called as elastic storage. So if more number of users come, it keeps expanding. It takes the next empty hard disk and it occupies that space. So it is logically, the hard disks are logically programmed in the data centers. So it will be a big place, big data center for Facebook. When you are storing more of video, images, it occupies more space. When you delete them, it occupies less space. So it expands and contracts, okay, depending upon your requirements. So that is the beauty of the data warehouse in the cloud. Whereas in premises, on premises, you need to keep expanding your warehouse. Now what happens in a warehouse? So I am having data in my WhatsApp, I am having data in my iPhone, I am having data in my Excel software, I am having data in my MS Word, I am having data in my email, I am having software in my Oracle. So like that, I will be having data in different softwares. They are all extracted, they are all pulled and cleaned and kept in one central location called as a data warehouse. That data warehouse, you keep doing this again and again, the data warehouse keeps on increasing. So what do you have in the data warehouse? You have something called as a metadata, raw data, and summary data. Metadata means it is the data of the data. For example, I am having a Excel sheet which contains information about your marks. The metadata says what is the file name, what are the fields, what are the attributes in that file, what is the size of the attributes, what is the nature of the attributes. So only it contains this information. This is called as the metadata. What is metadata? It is the information about the various attributes, their types, okay, who has created it, who has modified it. This type of information, it is called as a metadata. It also says where it is stored. It also tells from where it was made. Metadata can tell that this report is made by connecting to these databases in that this field. So it gives all this information. It's like a plan. Metadata is like a plan, okay, plan of the database or the data file which you are having. So that is kept separately. A plan is kept. Suppose if this raw data is lost due to some problem, if you are having metadata, then you can build up the data again. But if the metadata is lost, then it is difficult to build up the data again. Now, so metadata is kept in a safe place, safe location in a server or in the cloud. Metadata is kept separately, and their connected raw data, they can be accessible to users. Users will not be able to change this metadata. Okay, users can change the raw data. Maybe metadata comes out with the automatic information about what is there in your data files. You can have some summary of the data. You are having various reports and all, it is kept in your data. This is used by people for reports, analysis, and all that. So this is the picture of a data warehouse. Who has got data warehouse? Titan will have a data warehouse. Ashok Leyland will have a data warehouse. TVS will have a data warehouse. Big organizations who have collected data more than 10 or 25 years, those people. Reliance Jio will have data warehouse. Airtel will have data warehouse, because even if they are not 25-year old, they will be collecting so much data every day, every month. Their data volume is more than many of these companies, 20-year-old companies. So people like Reliance Jio and all also will have a data warehouse. So diagrammatically, this is the data warehouse. In data warehouse, what do I have? Various databases, they come. Okay, now I may store this in the cloud. When it is stored in the cloud, I can make it elastic. That is, when my data keeps on increasing, the data storage automatically expands without our presence, without our assistance, to another storage space where it is empty. And when I have deleted a lot of data, it can also remove those data entries and it can reduce. So this was called as an elastic database, elastic data warehouse. So data warehouse approach is, how does it happen? How do you build a data warehouse? You get data. There are two terminologies. One is called as a OLAP and OLTP. Okay. What is meant by OLTP? It is online transactional processing. It is called online transactional processing. What does it mean by online transaction processing? You are getting data every day. WhatsApp is getting data every day. No? That is online transactional processing. Amazon is getting data every day. That is online transaction processing data. Okay. Facebook is getting data every day. It is a OLTP data. Companies, they will be making bills, admission ticket, no, collecting fees. All these things are all online transactional processing data, OLTP data. Then what is OLAP data? OLAP is online analytical processing. Online analytical processing happens later. That is, you collect the data from data sources. This is a OLTP data. You have ERP software, that is enterprise resources planning software, some databases. All this data is there. You extract them with the ETL tools. ETL tools for extract, transform and load to data warehouse. So you extract all of, there are software tools which pulls data from all this, then put them in a big data warehouse. From there you try to make some analysis. This OLAP is the analysis. In OLAP we do multi-dimensional analysis. What do you mean by multi-dimensional analysis? Now I will show you my Excel. Now in Excel, the data was in two dimensions, rows and columns. Okay, tuples and attributes, records and attributes. No? Can you see my Excel sheet? Can you see my Excel sheet? Okay. So this is a two-dimensional data. Now this is one table. There is another table called returns. That is also two-dimensional. I have people. It is also having two-dimensional. Now I combine all the three. I merge all the three and I make it into a big table. So they will be having some connectivity. That connectivity I call it as a relation. So when I combine all the three, it makes a relational database, RDBMS. Okay, you know what is RDBMS? What is RDBMS? Relational Database Management System. So different data tables I connected through a link. Okay. Now let's say I have made one link. Okay. And I go and make a pivot table. Now in the pivot table, let's say I wanted to analyze sales. I want to analyze sales and profit, okay, for a category. So this is one dimension. This is one dimension. Okay, this is one dimensions I am having. Can you see this? Here I am trying to find out furniture sales, furniture profit. Okay, so this is I am having furniture and profits. I am having two dimensions. Let's say I will have one more called subcategory. So I can have a breakup of this. See? Okay, this is two dimension. I can have one more dimension. Okay. So the moment I create another dimension, my graph changed. Can you see? My graph changes. Okay. So I have made a multi-dimension. I can like that. I can have some other, some more dimension. Maybe city will have a market in that. Okay. Or I will have. Okay. So I can have multiple dimensions. So this is how data is stored in a with multiple linkages. It is stored in your data marts. In data marts, such linkages are made and kept called. These are called OLAP cubes. OLAP cube. Because I am linking more dimensions like market, category, subcategory, city, and all that. I for only things like sales and profit. So they are called OLAP cube. So in your cloud also you can build those OLAP cubes so you can understand it better. So cloud is a new thing. See, earlier we were doing it everything in our premises. We were happy we were doing it. So if a new technology comes, it should give us more benefits. If it is more beneficial to us, then only we can start using it, isn't it? So we can have a data warehouse in the cloud and the data can be stored in a OLAP format, which is a multi-dimensional format. So this is how we can store the data like a cube. Can you see this? We can store it in a multi-dimension in which I can do something as drill down and roll up. What is the drill down and roll up? This is what I did is the drill down and roll up. Okay, this is roll up. I am doing a roll up. Roll up means I am summarizing it. If I elaborate it, it is drill down. If I elaborate, it is drill down. If I summarize, it is roll up. So here furniture, I have furniture. Now I will increase. Okay, let me make the report bigger. Okay. So if I roll up, this is all summary. Can you see? If I click on it, then it is drill down. Roll up, drill down. Roll up, drill down. Can you all see? Did you understand this? Yes, sir. So today we have completed IT infrastructure. So please complete unit 5 and checkpoint. Okay. Those who don't have Desing Raj today, you have to speak to Sashidharan and get it done. For those who don't have login ID, please get it done speaking to Sashidharan sir. His number is mentioned listed in your WhatsApp group. He'll be one of the administrator. Okay. So please talk to him and get the login IDs for those who don't have. Rest of you who are able to log in, please do this unit 5 and complete it. Okay. Have you all given attendance? If anybody has not given attendance, please furnish it and then